Hey everyone, oldmanytgamer here. Welcome to the video. So hey, first of all, thanks for clicking on the video. And if you've been watching our content and you enjoy it, hey, make sure you hit that sub button and turn on notifications so you won't miss a single thing. And again, we appreciate all the subs. We're trying to get monetized, so yeah, all the support we can get, that's awesome. Thank you very much. All right, guys. So what I wanted to do today was I wanted to take you behind the scenes of the creative process of how to make my movies. So yeah, so it's kind of cool. Now what we're going to do today is I'm going to do a really small one that I did for TikTok. All right, so it's just a real short video, short like 24-second video, but it took me 8.5 hours to make it. So no, don't worry, this video is not 8.5 hours long. I'm condensing it down to like 11 minutes. So we're going to kind of fast forward through things here, but I wanted to hit the highlights and just kind of go behind the scenes so you guys can see how I do what I do. All right, so let's get started. All right, so it all starts with an idea. An inspiration can come from anywhere. It can come from the game, it can come from a movie I watched, but it all starts with an idea. All right, so after I've got my idea all thought up, it's time to pick out the characters and the emotes. And so that's what I do. I'll go in and you know, set all the details for what I want to do with the character and pick out all the emotes I want to use. In this case, we're going to be using Willow because she's pretty scary. Let's be honest, she's pretty freaky. And oh, the zombie fight emote, that's really cool. So what I want to do is like make her kind of like this zombie-like thing, and we're going to add some cool effects to her. So we're going to check that out. Oh yeah, definitely like a voodoo zombie for sure. Yeah, using this edit style of her. All right, cool. Now that that's all set, now we have to go and we have to build the sets in creative. All right, so let's find something that I've already made. I'll go into an island I've already got set up, and maybe what I'll do is just kind of tweak it. Now, typically what I do to save on time is I use prefabs. So that's what I do a lot, and then I'll just take and tweak the prefabs. So right now I want to, get a scary place to put Willow, kind of maybe have some lightning or something going on. So I'm kind of like, yeah, this looks pretty good. I think what we're going to do is I'm going to use this room, and I'm just going to kind of tweak it a little bit and move some things around. And I think this will be perfect. This will be really good for what I want to do. All right, so what we're going to do is just going to fast forward through the tweaking process here. I'm just kind of moving the props around, getting things set up to where I want them to be, so I can set the stage basically for the scene that I want to shoot. So once I get that all done, then I'll go into the Fortnite replay, and you'll see that here where I can change the camera angles and things like that, and then create the shots that I want for the video. Okay, so what I want to do as part of this is I want to have some lightning going. And so what's really cool and creative is that Epic has added these devices, and there's a visual effects device. So being able to shoot this practically with having like lighting going on outside the building and stuff, and then creating that visual effect, I think will look really cool, because as she's doing that zombie emote and you're having a lightning flash and you see that lightning, the light lights her up, and so I think that would look really freaky. So yeah, that's one practical effect that I'm doing in camera that I think will really add to the ambiance of this shot to kind of make it freaky. Yeah, see, doesn't that look cool? So you got like that strobe lighting effect that's going on there. Doesn't it look neat? All right, so we're just gonna kind of fast forward a little bit here, doing some more tweaks with the set, just kind of testing out, making sure the lighting looks good, that kind of a thing. So it's a lot of times what I'll do is kind of run through what I'm acting out, just to make sure it looks good. And this looks really good here. So changing the time of day, because obviously we want it to be dark. A lot of times, so I'll do my work with it like nice and bright so I can see everything, and then once I get the set created, then I'll change the time of day to like 10 p.m. I gotta turn off these lights here because that's gonna totally mess things up. So I'm gonna turn these lights off, and then that way it'll be darker. You won't have that ambient light shining up through the floor, right? Because we don't want that. We just want this to be nice and spooky. Okay, there needs to be some more lighting over there. Let's copy this, paste that there. All right, that looks really good. Okay, move the chairs over just a tad. But what I want to do here is really set that ambiance, that feel with the lighting, so that it looks scary. Oh, that looks so good. Okay, so now that we got the set completed, Now it's time to do the blue screen elements. Now, this is where we go and we act out our scenes in front of a blue screen. And the reason why we do that is so that we can key the shot. And basically what that allows us to do is remove all the background elements and then take the foreground elements and composite that wherever we want it to go. And this is important because for this specific video, I want to add an effect just to Willow. So I don't want it going in the background. I just want it to be applied to her. And the way I accomplish that is through using post-production compositing. So come on, check this out. It's gonna be really cool. Okay, so here we are in front of our blue screen, and I kind of set the lighting and everything to sort of match what was in the room from earlier. So then what we got to do is go in and just kind of act out those scenes, and then this will allow us to basically key out the background. So here you can see I'm kind of like moving the camera around, getting the angles set where I want them to be at. So that way when I composite Willow into the set, then she'll be where she needs to be. All right, so what I'm doing here is I'm just grabbing some clean plates. And what that means is that's the background. I'm gonna put Willow over top of that. And you'll see here in the next portion. All right. Okay, so now that we've got all of our clips, it's time to import them and create a project. So that's what I'm kind of doing here, sort of fast forward. As you can see, we're kind of speeding through all of this. But this is like the nitty gritty of sort of what I do when I produce a video. So I'm using Final Cut Pro here for my editor, and I'm on my iMac. And so we're just creating this project. We're importing all of our clips. We've got our blue screen clips and we have our practical clips. And what we're going to do is just overlay that, and we're going to do some keyframing. We're going to do some keying, and we're going to do some post-production compositing here. So just sit back and enjoy. Okay, so this is looking really good. As you can tell, I took the blue screen clips and put them over top of those clean plates I had made. And matching the angle of the camera here can be kind of difficult because there really isn't any way in Fortnite Replay or Creative to say, hey, here's XYZ coordinates and sort of program that so you know that you get the exact location of the camera from both of those clips. But so anyways, I just kind of had to freehand it and just sort of do the best I could. But as you can see here, I'm like cutting out every 10th of a second. So it gives that choppy feel to the animation that's going on with Willow. So as she walks, you get that sort of, I don't know, the strangeness that's taking effect there. It kind of messes with your mind. You're like, wait, it's not smooth. What's going on? And adding the projector effect just to her, like I talked about earlier in the video, adding that effect, really adds like a freakiness to it, So, and again, I'm only able to do that because of the fact that we did this in post-production using blue screen elements. All right, so here we go. We've got that cleaned up. All right, so now that I've got all my compound clips, the effects added to the video, now it's time to add some sound effects. And this is where I add like some storm sound effects, wind and thunder and things like that to really, add that lifelike feel to it, and really sort of draw the viewer in. you know, adding all those elements together. Now you can't hear the sound here, unfortunately, because when I did this screen recording, I didn't record the sound with it. However, I will show you the final product, and you will be able to hear the sound with that one. So putting all these elements together here, kind of going through, adding the additional effects to the sound, because I want it to sound old. So it's supposed to be like from the 1930s. So obviously, you know, you don't have that crisp sounding effect that you would have in a modern movie, right? So this is supposed to be much older. All right, man, this is looking really good. Doesn't that look freaky? Adding in some transitions, adding in some introductory clips, and then yeah, look at this. Look at that. That is really cool. Sort of refining it and getting it ready for that finished product. Okay, it's looking really good. Okay, and here is the finished product, everybody. All right, everyone. Now, doesn't that look cool? That is flipping awesome, isn't it? So adding in those little elements and doing some post-production visual effects allows me to do some really cool things that I wouldn't be able to do otherwise. So that was really cool, and I hope you enjoyed the video. All right, so hey, if you enjoy the content and we want you to sub us, please sub us, pretty please, with a cherry on top. And make sure you hit those notifications, and we'll see you in the next video.